This is exactly how Jenny went from $500 a month to over $20,000 in a single month, and that's at a 95% profit margin while still working a full-time job. No viral content, no huge ad spend, no crazy guarantees, just 5 strategic steps that completely changed her coaching business. I'm going to break down exactly what we did, so maybe you could do it yourself. When Jenny first came to me, she really wasn't a beginner. She's a coach for cake makers and bakers, helps them turn their baking skills into real businesses through pricing, positioning, and attracting real paying customers instead of just getting some orders. And she's qualified to teach this for one simple reason. She has done it herself. She has been 25 years in the cake industry, built a 6-figure cake shop, had 2 physical shops, wholesale clients, won awards, been on TV, and made cakes for both celebrities and royalty. By any measure, this woman is the real deal. But here's what her coaching business looks like. $500 a month in revenue, a $30 monthly membership with around 17 members, sometimes a few one-to-one clients for $97 an hour, and then she's working full-time on the side, so that leaves her with around 15 to 20 hours a week on her business. And when we partnered up with her, we asked her what her 6-month goal was. She said $5,000 a month. A woman with 25 years of expertise setting a goal that most decent salaries already beat. The challenge really wasn't her ability to teach. It was that she had products, but she didn't have a system. She had credibility, but she didn't have a way to use it. And she had a story, but she didn't have a way to package it into something people could actually buy. Step 1, the audit. The first thing we did wasn't strategy, it was looking at what was actually going on. When Jenny came to me, she was busy posting content, running a membership, selling a $30 product, and doing one-to-one calls. But none of it was connected. There was no system pulling it all together. So we audited everything. What was actually generating revenue and what was just busy work, what her audience needed versus what she was actually giving them. And here's what we found. Her $30 product was collecting some cash, but it wasn't building a business, and her membership was great for community, but it was a low-ticket offer that kept her income. And her one-to-one coaching at $97 an hour was the closest thing to real revenue, but she was charging way under what her experience is worth. So what is her core problem, you might ask? There was nothing premium at the top, nothing that matched the level of expertise she had. You can have the best experience in the world, but if your offer doesn't reflect that, then you'll always be stuck trading hours for low ticket sales. Step 2, foundation building. So what we did was we built her a high ticket one-to-one program, $4,000. And this was the biggest mindset shift for Jenny, going from $30, a number of people don't even think about twice, and now $4,000. But she had every single right to charge that. Both 25 years of experience and a 6-figure business behind her. So we took her existing methodology for the SWEET method and built a real program behind it. That's selling, winning mindset, engagement, expertise, and true value. This wasn't new content for her. We just gave it a structure, a name, and a price that matched the level of experience that she has. Suddenly, instead of a baker selling a $30 product, she became a coach with a signature method and a high-ticket transformation offer. That's the difference between selling a product and building a real business. Step 3, strategy implementation. So yeah, once the offer was built, then we turned on ads the 1st of March. And 5 days in, something happened that I really didn't expect. Jenny closed her 4th ever sales call. That's a $4,000 deal. 5 days in, 4 calls and no sales experience. Now, I want to be clear, this really isn't normal. Most clients don't see results in 5 days. The rest of March was actually also pretty quiet, testing, refining, and learning what worked. Then April hit and things changed fast. But first, here's what most people get wrong about ads. Ads aren't the strategy, ads are literally just a multiplier. So if your offer is unclear, ads just make it way more expensive. If your messaging is weak, ads expose it. Step 4, scaling and systems. Once leads were flowing in, we needed a system to actually convert them. And here's the framework we use for every single client. It's called the 4 yeses. What that means is that there are 4 things that a prospect has to say yes to before they are ready to buy. It's a yes to the outcome, it's a yes to the method, it is a yes to you, and also a yes to himself. And for Jenny, 3 of them was actually already really strong. The outcome, bakers want to make more money, that's really easy, and the method is sweet, it's clear and easy to remember. And her experience is 25 years in the industry, 6-figure businesses, awards, TV. She's the most credible person in the room. The yes we really focused on was a yes to himself, because that's the hardest one for bakers. They see themselves as self-taught or maybe just a hobby baker and really not a business owner. So her content, her DMs and her sales conversations, all of it had to build belief that they could do this. But here's the thing about scaling. You can have the best offer and also the best framework in the world, but if the founder is the one who's writing every single DM or answering every single question or qualifying every single lead, then you cap out really fast. So what I did is I hired and trained an appointment setter for her. And his job is extremely simple. He messages leads as Jenny, qualifies them and books the calls. That means that Jenny doesn't have to spend her time chasing conversations in the DMs. She gets to do what she's actually good at. That's showing up on sales calls, closing deals and serving her existing clients so they can get the best possible results. So the setter handles everything before the call and the system handles everything else. Step 5, ecosystem creation. And the final piece is what we're working on right now. Tightening qualification before calls, refining how she handles the conversations itself, build more belief before someone goes on the call so she's not doing all of the convincing in real time. Her closing rate has already jumped from 20% in April to 25% in May. That's the same volume of calls that brings in more revenue. Same ad spend but different results. That's exactly how you build a business that grows without breaking, and it's also how Jenny is gonna keep growing and keep scaling without working any more hours. So what really happened after implementing all of these 5 steps? Her best month ever, Jenny did over $20,000 in cash collected, up from $500 a month before we started. And I'm filming this on the May 16th, by the way, and we're only halfway through the month and she had already cash collected over $12,000 again. So let me show you the actual numbers here. In a single month, Jenny did over $20,227 in cash collected, and that's from 810 in ad spend. That's a 25x return. And here's what matters the most, profit. 20,227 in cash minus 810 in ad spend. That leaves Jenny with almost 19,500 in profit from that 1 month. That's literally a profit margin above 95%. Compare that to where she started, $500 a month in revenue. Now she's clearing 19,000 in a single month. She went from $30 product to a $4,000 high ticket offer, from waiting to her next sale to a system that brings in qualified leads every single day, from selling to people unsure if they were business owners to attract people who are actually ready to invest seriously in themselves. And yeah, I forgot to mention one thing. Jenny has a full-time job on the side. She's been running her entire business in 15 to 20 hours a week. But because of the business is now built on a predictable system, she has the freedom to walk away from the job whenever she wants. She just handed in her notice last week actually, so she has been given 3-month notice and then she can be full-time on her coaching business. So if we are looking back at what we learned from all of this, Jenny didn't succeed because she suddenly got better at baking. She was already great at that. She succeeded because she stopped acting like a baker with a side hustle and started acting like a real business owner. That meant a clear offer that matched her level of expertise, a predictable system to get in front of the right people, a framework suite that gave her work structure and a name, a team member handling the parts that don't need her personally, and the willingness to invest in herself before the proof was there. And if I'm really being honest, I have to give Jenny most of the credit. The strategy is one thing, the execution is a whole nother thing. She showed up, she did the work, she trusted the process even when it felt scary. So yeah, if you're a coach who has experience but the business isn't quite reflecting it yet, that's exactly the kind of thing we fix. Send me a message on Instagram, we'll have a short chat about where you are and also what you are actually missing. And I also have to say that if you want more of these breakdowns and client scales, then yeah, subscribe I guess. I'll see you in the next one. Hey!